Hello everyone, it is Selene Kempton. I am so happy to be here. I am just going to double check that we are live. I'm always paranoid that I'm going to hit the button and something isn't going to go. So let me just double check that we're live in all the places. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Yep, we're good. So there's so much going on today. I come to you a little late and I have a team meeting in about an hour. We are welcoming 15 new people to 15 to my team, and 8,000 people have signed up with this $35 starter kit special, which is absolutely insane. I'm so happy because we have a lot of returning members and brand new people who have never tried it out. And I'm so grateful to be able to welcome them to the Stampin' Up! Family. When you sign up to get a starter kit, you get a discount until at least April. And when you join with our team, you get all my directions, monthly gatherings, creative challenges, so much fun. We have a lot of fun together. So I am super happy to be here. Anyway, I'm going to preview something for you. So you guys know that I have been back and forth a lot to my mom's. Well, tomorrow was no exception. I'll be heading out to my mom's early tomorrow for a doctor's appointment again. And today I intended to do an online workshop for you, a free one, Jar of Joy, but instead I'm just going to preview it for you, okay? So these are the 4 cards that we will be making later this week in the Jar of Joy workshop, and you can earn one of these free with a $50 order. So welcome everybody. If you're here, just let me know where you're watching from. Starting tomorrow, there's going to be free shipping on any $75 order. So if you want to take part in this and you order your kit from me, I will be sending you the PDF and the pre-cut cards to go along with this class. All of the jars will have been pre-punched for you, so you really would only need the stamp set, but I have to say I would recommend getting both because it's so much easier just to stamp first and then punch out. And I will do that in a full workshop later this week. So yeah, so 15 new people that I get to welcome into our stamping team tonight. I'm so excited. I do a welcome night whenever we have an onslaught of people, and I'm over the moon. I'm so excited. Our stamping family is growing, right? So one of the coolest benefits of being a demonstrator is you get to see products before they go out to the general public, and you get to order them. So I ordered this bundle. It's actually it's a suite. It's called Creative Haven. Here, let me see if I can pull this in for you so you guys can see. So if you don't want to see and you want to be surprised, stop the video. But I left the dies. I cut out some of the white pieces with these bigger pieces, and they marry up to the stamp set. And here's the way the new stamps are being packaged. Look at how thin this is. It is going to be so fabulous when I am storing my stamps to no longer have a wall of stamps. I'll be able to categorize them. I was thinking I might put them in a binder and get, page protector type slots, but this is how the stamp sets are going to come moving forward, which is pretty awesome. And nice and flat. Isn't that cool? All right, I am not seeing your comments, so if you could do me a favor and you're here, I can see that people are here watching. Just kind of give me a shout out if you can. And I'm going to go grab the pieces I cut off the die cutter. So oftentimes, isn't this cool? Oftentimes, we want the biggest and the baddest card. You want the fanciest. But I was thinking today that we should start from the beginning. And if I didn't own anything, and maybe just a paper trimmer, I would probably start with note cards and envelopes And 159232 is that item number. And I already, oh, sorry, I nudged the camera there. I already cut out some of the pieces from this, thinking that it would help us on our quest to make a quick card. I already have a paper trimmer on the table, and here I am grabbing another one. That's okay. All right. So let's jump in. I want to show you first that on the back of the designer paper, it gives you all of the colors that come in the paper. So basic beige, Cajun craze, coastal cabana, daffodil, early espresso, garden green, Lost Lagoon, mossy meadow, pecan pie, petal pink, and secret sea. When there are that many colors in a designer paper, I find it almost intimidating. But I will, when I'm going to design, go grab the cardstock that I need. Now, if I were you and you were brand new, you might pick a color or two of designer paper and or a color or two of the ink pad and kind of pick from there so that you're not overwhelmed, because that's a lot of ink, right? Okay, so now that we saw the ink colors, I'm going to push that off to the side for a minute, and I'm just going to pile those up for a minute. I want to show you the actual paper that came, and I already opened a pack. I was so happy to show this last night on Zoom. Can I zoom out here a little bit? Hang on. I just want to get the whole 12 by 12 in the frame. So Stampin' Up's been doing a good job with these lately. These are die cut pieces, and you get 2 sheets, and you can see how easy they're falling out. So I'm going to be careful when I move these around, but you get books and these little banners, and a coffee pot came from somewhere, a cupcake with a cherry, so this would be good for birthday. There's coffee, there's tea, there's a teacup, books. So this is all about different hobbies, creative havens, different things that you can celebrate. Baking, maybe. Painting. There's a thing. You could probably stamp right on that if you find the right image. And maybe I wonder if any of the stamps will fit. Oh, to have you in my life. So happy to have you in my life. Imagine that on the little the board right there. That's too cute. There's a movie ticket, so you could maybe do some scrapbooking with it. There's this tag, which would be really pretty just to stamp a small sentiment or maybe put something off of it. Stampin' Up's been doing that more, die cutting in their and so those are 2 identical sheets. I'm going to leave a sheet under so that I don't lose any of those die cuts, because they do pop out real easy. So here's the first sheet, and I know that it looks a little bit overwhelming. Actually, that was the hi Susan. That was the feedback I got from a team member today. She said she didn't get it because she saw all the chairs and she got, nervous. But honestly, can you just see, cutting that out and having a card in 30 seconds? You could even pair it up. I saw a bookcase in here somewhere. But that's the front, and here's the back. So the back is a lot less intimidating, and quite often I will make cards with side B before I even look at the front. But this reminds me of my dad's old chair. So that one is kind of home goods, right? This one is more baking, espresso, teapot, mixer, so cute, blender. We have a cooking blender. Does anybody have those? We have a cooking blender from Pampered Chef, and my daughter makes soups in it for us, and she makes hummus. Nothing like a homemade that you make yourself. And I have to say, gingham never offends me. I'm very happy with that pattern. Actually, I'm kind of digging on these side B patterns. So I'm going to take those 2 and put them together for a second and put them off to the side here, because I see a card coming. All right, so now we've got, I was going to say it looks like like, toothpaste and lotions, but is that like, oh, maybe it's a little massager. I was like, is that an apple peeler? But no. Here, I'll give you a closer look. There's all kinds of things in there. Oranges and avocado and face masks. And oh my gosh, there's a cute comb and just adorable. And here's the backside. So see that secret C poking out at me? Wow. Okay, so here's the backside of that. And again, look at this. We'll put those three together. Now we're really cooking for some patterns to put together. Okay. And then for reading enthusiasts, we have books. And for us crafters, this is perfect. This reminds me of the lights at the Franciscan guest house where we have a retreat. And there's the backside. Oh, it looks like coffee to me. It could also be like pebbles, but it would make a great backsplash for a coffee card. All right, so I'm gonna take these. Oh, there's one more. Did I miss it? Yeah, there's one more. I missed it. In my effort to not get rid of the, I missed this one. This is Coastal Cabana. And I see Pool Party in there too. I don't know about you guys, but look at how pretty all that is. Woo! My goodness. All right, so there's that. And I want to bring my die cuts back to the top because they're awfully cute. And how easy will it be to make a card? Okay. All right, so remember there's 2 sheets of die cuts and I'm just going to stick them off to the side while I open up my note cards. I love note cards. They come 20 in a package for $10. I don't know what I did with my other scissors, so I'm going to use these. These are my old ones. These are actually my ribbon scissors. Gasp. Cutting anything with ribbon scissors, but here we go. So Saturday is a big day. We have the breast cancer fundraiser that we do every year. Last year we raised $22,000, I think. The year before we raised $25,000. I'm hoping to go in the up direction, but I'll tell you, it's been a rough year for me and my family. So the fact that we're doing it at all, I'm very grateful that we have the opportunity to make a go of it, you know. So you get 20 of these with envelopes for $10, and they're a thicker cardstock. So thick white is expensive right now. Where's the score line on that? You can barely see it. Huh. Of course, only when you're live. I'm going to take from the bottom of the pile. If I have to, I'll score that other one. Now, if I get really crazy with these note cards, I like, as far as layering, because you guys know how much I love to layer, I will, in fact, I'm going to put a score on that one. It's so strange. It almost like didn't come with a score, but that's okay. We have a trimmer right here. So this is 3.5 by 5, so I can just score on a 3.5. And it's super thick, so maybe it just got like unusual for Stampin' Up. Okay, so I'll give it a score now. And look, that's much better. And when I put the score mark in it, it looks like one side came out a little bit longer than the other, so that's my front. And if I'm gonna layer like an embossed layer or pop things up too much, at this point I would trim 1/8 of an inch off 2 sides, and that makes it fit in the envelope better. Hi Char, so good to see you. Hi Lori again. All right, so these fit pretty snug in your envelope, so that's why I'm saying if you decide that you want to layer a lot, you would want to trim it a bit. Okay, so let's bring in this paper. So my friend Elizabeth Belleville did a demonstration for a bunch of demonstrators the other day with this suite, and I was so inspired when I saw her presentation. I wanted to come to you with this. So I'm going to cut like a 3-inch strip. So imagine how many cards I'll be able to make with this. And you're probably wondering if I cut all 3 pieces of designer paper right there, and I did. it's thin enough that you can do that. And I'm going to cut off a 1 3/4 inch piece. So here we go, 1 3/4 by 3. And you can do that all the way down and make some piles if you want. I'm just going to do a couple for this measurement because we're just playing. Okay. So that was hard. This week, I had done a workshop up in New Hampshire, and I was telling one of my new customers, brand new to me, which I was so happy to meet a new customer, that she should get a package of designer paper that spoke to her, and get some designer paper, layer it on, and she would be ready to make some quick and easy cards. So this kind of is for her. Hopefully I get the right measurement here, because I think Elizabeth did 1 3/4. And if not, whatever, we'll trim it and it'll be fine. We're making cards. Oh, see, it doesn't fly at all. That's okay. We're gonna go sideways here. Love it. That's the thing with card making. Nothing has to be perfect. All right. So this is just a card front, and we've already got 3 pieces of designer paper on there. We have some scraps over here. Now let's pull in the stamp set and the shapes and decide what we want. So for this pattern, what do you guys think? So thank you again for being here today. I will do an online workshop later this week. Tomorrow morning, I got to take my mom to the doctor, but when I can wrap all that up, I'm going to be here next. So what kind of sentiment do we want to put on that? You know, today, I think I could use a deep breath. How about you guys? Oh my goodness, that's funny. I'm looking at this and I see a lot of petal pink, but I don't think that that's a deep breath. I think a deep breath might be here in Lost Lagoon. So I'm just going to take my Lost Lagoon and put this on a block. And I think I'm just going to go with the one color for this because I think it's going to be enough. So I'm going to ink up. And when you ink up with photopolymer, it's really cool because you can see through the stamp and that you've got enough ink on your stamp. You never want to push so hard that you get down into the crevices or you see the ink on the block, right? You want to just kind of keep it up here because this is where the ink is going to touch the paper, right? So super simple. Great card for a new person that has never stamped before and easy to learn how to cut your paper, right? Deep breath. Anybody else need to take a deep breath? We can pause for a moment on that one. I'm gonna, so it came out a little spotty and it might be because it's my first time stamping with it. If that happens to you, what I like to do is pull out my cleaner and clean the stamp to make sure that if there's any imperfections that we can work it out. But Wink Estella is magical at smoothing out those lines because it is also a water-based ink, just like your ink pad. So if you ever stamp something and it comes out a little spotty, you can add some glitter and make everything better. It'll smooth out those dots. Here, let me zoom in a bit so you can see what I'm talking about. It'll smooth out any weird dots from my stamping because the stamp was new and I didn't condition it. And if you feel like you're going to go outside the lines, you don't have to do the whole thing. You can skip over it and just do the heftier pieces of the font. And it does make you feel like you're doing hand lettering. I don't have the best handwriting, but I love coloring over an image that's already there. And I do draw, but I don't have the best handwriting. Maybe I need more patience. It's a thing. Okay. So I don't want to just load this onto the note card. Although I will say I'm not going to use dimensionals because I didn't trim the note card down. But I want to add like another layer of ink. So here's my deep breath, and I'm seeing the Lost Lagoon, and it's tying to my designer paper. But rather than add another layer of paper, I'm going to add a layer of ink. Hold your breath, kids. So I'm going to take this and put it right in the ink pad and just touch the edge to the ink pad all the way around. And when you're done, don't touch it and let it dry. So I'm going to drop it on here so you can see it. So now I've added a whole layer from my card without having to add any girth to it. And if I wanted to, I could put it on with dimensionals, but I think I'm going to keep this one flat because, again, I didn't trim down my note card and I want it to fit in the ink, in the envelope. Put my finger in the ink. So while that's dry, and I want to talk to you a little bit, somebody was asking me about these dies today, my friend Debbie. So Debbie, this is for you. You were asking me about these dies here. Let me back it up a little. And we took out a ruler and we measured this, and it's pretty big. This set of dies it makes all these banners, and it's $40 by itself. And it measures about 5.5 by about a little over 7 for the biggest die. And she was asking me about the letters that bundle with it. So I was kind of surprised when she asked me, because when I looked at the pricing, because I've had these for a while and I never actually opened them, shame on me. The bundle together, these alphabet dies are $99, but the bundle together comes to $125. And with the starter kit deal, you pick out $125 and you pay $35 till the end of the month. I ran into a girlfriend at the craft fair and I said to her, "Hey, did you get my text?" Because she's been on the team before. And she said, yeah, I can't afford $100 right now. We're saving up. Christmas is coming. I got a bunch of things in the pipe. And I said, no. It's $35 to sign up. She's like, what? So she signed up that night. And we've added 15 people. So it's been quite the thing. So I took this die and lined up a paper bag that I found in my stash. And I wanted to have a die that was just slightly larger. So it ended up being the second one down that fit my bag. And I thought, how cute would it be to lay this over and cut my bag down, or not. It almost looks like a bathing suit there. That's funny. And you can just open the bag and then attach both sides and have a cute way to decorate a bag or make a bag. You guys getting all that? Kind of cool. Anyway, my deep breath must be almost dry. Let's grab a little ribbon. Hopefully there's enough left on this roll. This one came out of the discount rack. There is it's currently on last chance. It is white ribbon 165562, and it's fabulous to work with. So I'm going to take just a little bit and sticky stuff, and add some adhesive to the front of my note card. Real simple card, guys. And I do this, it's like inline. So I make like a Z or an S, and you just want it to be able to peek out from the edge of the note card, and we can trim it after. But this will be ready to just add to my card. And by adding that layer of ink, I didn't have to add another layer of paper. So for my eye, it's another layer, but it's not any thicker for my note card. Isn't that cool? Wicked simple. I think I'm a little crooked. It happens. There it is. That's better. Ta-da. So card 1, that's easy enough. Okay, so what else do we have here? We got one of those chairs, huh? So funny. I think I want to go back and grab the Coastal Cabana and just cut. So the note cards, when they're finished, are 3.5 by 5. So I'm going to go 3 1/4, which is just a 1/4 inch smaller, in theory. Measure twice, cuss once. Just kidding. So 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then we'll layer this on another note card. This one folded wonky. I don't know if it was me or if it came out of the package like that. So I'm just going to put it to the side. I can always use it on a layer. And, you know, if you're feeling like me, like you don't want to wreck the card, because this is thick cardstock, so if the score isn't perfect, go ahead in and make sure that you score it at 3 1/4. Because with the thicker cardstock, it's way better if you put a score on it first. That looks much better. Okay. And I could have used a bone folder, I guess, but I'd have to get up and go over there for it. Oh, look at how cute that is. I think I just changed my mind. I'm telling you, this is so adorable. You can just... I was gonna do the C up, but because it's, you know, but look at the piece that I got. It's so cute. I have to show that side. All right, let's see what we have. You're the best. So happy to have you in my life. You've got this. The McCall's pattern kills me. One time I started making bags. Brian's aunt Lorraine loaned me a sewing machine, and I held up my Vera Bradley and I made a bag. You know, she showed me how it kind of works. So I was like, oh, I can do that. So my mom comes over and she's like, wow, Selene, this is a really nice bag. She's like, where'd you get the pattern? And I'm like, they make patterns? I never sewed. So funny. But she was like, what? You did that without a pattern? And then I showed her my Vera bag. And I was like, yeah, no, I just kind of pieced it together. So this is too big for this one. And I really wanted to use the smaller one. So let's go this way. And let's stamp in the secret C. I did the same thing for Alexis. She wanted a Snuggie for Christmas. So we took her Christmas coat and we laid it down on the ground. And I used it as a template. And then we went and picked out some material and laid it down beside her coat, cut around it, sewed it together, made a hood, and she had a Snuggie. No fuss, no muss. I think I want to use this little decorative bit. And I'm seeing in the note card Coastal Cabana. So I was originally going to go for Lost Lagoon, but I think we'll hit the Cabana for it. thanks again for being here. And like I said, you can catch me later this week. I'm going to do a full workshop with the Jar of Love, and I'll do another sneaky peeky before we get off here. And I do have to go because at 6:30 I'm going to jump on for box math with my new team members and welcome them to the team. And then we're going to go through all the things I wish I knew when I was new, because what's better than that? You get a first-hand account of, it can all be a little overwhelming if you don't know what's what, but we just go over it a little bit and then you have a document to follow, so it makes it much easier. And if you're interested in joining our group, Stampers with Heart, they're so fun. We do swaps every month. We have creative challenges. If you come to the meeting, there's always prizes, so we have a good time. Okay, so this looks a little green right now, but it will oxidize to the color that's printed on that DSP. That happens a lot with colors, like basic beige. When you stamp it first, it looks like, I don't know, it looks a little green to me, but this is adorable. I don't want to cover that. The reason I used this piece is I wanted that sewing machine to be on there, so maybe we should get some dimensionals for that. That's okay. We'll just stick it on. Like I said, I didn't trim the note card down, so if I were to trim the note card, then I would start with the dimensionals, but I try to control myself with that. So cute and so simple. So that's a couple of ideas, but you could go all night with this and just cut some paper, layer it on, have some fun with note cards. And again, thanks Elizabeth Belville for that idea. And yeah, so I think we covered everything. We've got the Stamp Out Breast Cancer fundraiser on Saturday. We have the Join Special. If you have a giant wish list, or you can get 125 of it for $35. And then once you have your membership ID, you can get a discount on all your supplies. Get 20% off to start, and join an awesome community. I think I said it this week 100 times. I joined for the special. I stayed for the people. It's all about you guys. So, oh, I'm going to give you one more preview of that. Oh, my messy table. Of that class that's coming up this week. Again, I have to take my mom tomorrow, and then once I figure out all of that, I'll be back with this. And this is all ready to go and mail out, so it will be free with a $50 order. But don't forget, free shipping starts tomorrow, and that's free with a $75. So you would automatically qualify for this if you jump on and place an order with me tomorrow. So I think that's all of it. If you have any questions for me about the starter kit or about free shipping tomorrow, just let me know. Like I said, I'll be on the road, but Brian's coming with me, so I'll be able to be in touch by phone until we get back. So thanks, guys. Oh, all the way from Australia. Hello, down under. So great to see you guys, and we will see you next time. Thank you.